Friday night, Konstantinos Mavropanos opened the scoring for West Ham late in the first half before a quick-fire Tati Castellanos double midway through the second put the Hammers in control. Mavropanos scored a late volley to put the icing on the cake for Nuno Espirito Santo's side, who are up to 17th, 2 points clear of Tottenham, who are not in action until Sunday. There is plenty of Premier League action to look forward to, though, on Saturday, with 4 games taking place, beginning with leaders Arsenal's home clash with Bournemouth. There was also a championship match that took place on Friday night, and Millwall have moved up to second in the championship standings, temporarily at least, although they'll be disappointed to have been held to a goalless draw away at struggling West Brom. The point for the Baggies has moved them 5 clear of the relegation zone. Elsewhere, and in tennis, Great Britain have made it through to September's Billie Jean King Cup finals after an impressive 3-0 victory against Australia in Melbourne. Harriet Dart and Jodie Burridge teamed up for the first time to win the doubles rubber, which confirmed the overall victory after GB had earlier won the 2 singles matches. Great Britain had been the underdogs heading into the tie, as they had been missing a number of key players, including Emma Raducanu, Katie Bolter, Fran Jones and Sunny Cartal. Elsewhere, in rugby union, Bath are through to the Champions Cup semi-finals after producing a thrilling comeback to beat Prem leaders Northampton Saints 43-41 at the Rec. Northampton had been the dominant force in the first half, scoring 5 tries inside the opening half hour, but eventually Bath's greater strength in depth told, and they will now take their place in the Final Four. Finally, in Rugby League, St Helens have eased their way into the semi-finals of the Challenge Cup after they beat Catalan's Dragons 36 points to 4. Tristan Saylor was the star of the show for Saints as he scored 14 points. That's all for now. We'll have more later. Here are your latest sport headlines. I'm Tom McGarry, and we begin with golf, as Rory McIlroy has taken a giant step towards sensationally defending his Masters crown at Augusta. The Northern Irishman will take an historic 6-shot lead into the weekend after firing a brilliant round of 65 on Friday. McIlroy broke the lowest 36-hole score by finishing the day on 12 under par, and he also holds the biggest halfway lead in the tournament's history. McIlroy is now bidding to join Jack Nicklaus, Sir Nick Faldo and Tiger Woods in successfully defending his Masters title. McIlroy sits 6 shots clear of American duo Sam Burns and Patrick Reed, whilst English pair Tommy Fleetwood and Justin Rose, as well as Irishman Shane Lowry, are in a share for 4th, 7 strokes behind McIlroy. Elsewhere, and in football, West Ham have moved out the Premier League relegation zone and plunged Tottenham into it following their 4-0 victory over Wolves at the London Stadium on Friday night. Konstantinos Mavropanos opened the scoring for West Ham late in the first half before a quick-fire Tati Castellanos double midway through the second put the Hammers in control. Mavropanos scored a late volley to put the icing on the cake for Nuno Espirito Santo's side, who are up to 17th, 2 points clear of Tottenham, who are not in action until Sunday. There is plenty of Premier League action to look forward to, though, on Saturday, with 4 games taking place, beginning with leaders Arsenal's home clash with Bournemouth. There was also a championship match that took place on Friday night, and Millwall have moved up to second in the championship standings, temporarily at least, although they'll be disappointed to have been held to a goalless draw away at struggling West Brom. The point for the Baggies has moved them 5 clear of the relegation zone. Elsewhere, and in tennis, Great Britain have made it through to September's Billie Jean King Cup finals after an impressive 3-0 victory against Australia in Melbourne. Harriet Dart and Jodie Burridge teamed up for the first time to win the doubles rubber, which confirmed the overall victory after GB had earlier won the 2 singles matches. Great Britain had been the underdogs heading into the tie as they had been missing a number of key players, including Emma Raducanu, Katie Bolter, Fran Jones and Sunny Cartal. Elsewhere in Rugby Union, Bath are through to the Champions Cup semi-finals after producing a thrilling comeback to beat Prem leaders Northampton Saints 43-41 at the Rec. Northampton had been the dominant force in the first half, scoring 5 tries inside the opening half hour, but eventually Bath's greater strength in depth told, and they will now take their place in the Final Four. Finally, in Rugby League, St Helens have eased their way into the semi-finals of the Challenge Cup after they beat Catalan's Dragons 36 points to 4. Tristan Saylor was the star of the show for Saints as he scored 14 points. That's all for now. We'll have more later. Here are your latest sport headlines. I'm Tom McGarry and we begin with golf, as Rory McIlroy has taken a giant step towards sensationally defending his Masters crown at Augusta. The Northern Irishman will take an historic 6-shot lead into the weekend after firing a brilliant round of 65 on Friday. McIlroy broke the lowest 36-hole score by finishing the day on 12 under par, and he also holds the biggest halfway lead in the tournament's history. McIlroy is now bidding to join Jack Nicklaus, Sir Nick Faldo and Tiger Woods in successfully defending his Masters title. McIlroy sits 6 shots clear of American duo Sam Burns and Patrick Reed, whilst English pair Tommy Fleetwood and Justin Rose, as well as Irishman Shane Lowry, are in a share for 4th, 7 strokes behind McIlroy. Elsewhere and in football, West Ham have moved out the Premier League relegation zone and plunged Tottenham into it following their 4-0 victory over Wolves at the London Stadium on Friday night. Konstantinos Mavropanos opened the scoring for West Ham late in the first half before a quick-fire Tati Castellanos double midway through the second put the Hammers in control. Mavropanos scored a late volley to put the icing on the cake for Nuno Espirito Santo's side, who are up to 17th, 2 points clear of Tottenham, who are not in action until Sunday. There is plenty of Premier League action to look forward to, though, on Saturday, with 4 games taking place, beginning with leaders Arsenal's home clash with Bournemouth. There was also a championship match that took place on Friday night, and Millwall have moved up to 2nd in the championship standings, temporarily at least, although they'll be disappointed to have been held to a goalless draw away at struggling West Brom. The point for the Baggies has moved them 5 clear of the relegation zone. Elsewhere and in tennis, Great Britain have made it through to September's Billie Jean King Cup finals after an impressive 3-0 victory against Australia in Melbourne. Harriet Dart and Jodie Burridge teamed up for the first time to win the doubles rubber, which confirmed the overall victory after GB had earlier won the 2 singles matches. Great Britain had been the underdogs heading into the tie as they had been missing a number of key players, including Emma Raducanu, Katie Bolter, Fran Jones and Sunny Cartal. Elsewhere in Rugby Union, Bath are through to the Champions Cup semi-finals after producing a thrilling comeback to beat Prem leaders Northampton Saints 43-41 at the Rec. Northampton had been the dominant force in the first half, scoring 5 tries inside the opening half hour, but eventually Bath's greater strength in depth told, and they will now take their place in the Final Four. Finally, in Rugby League, St Helens have eased their way into the semi-finals of the Challenge Cup after they beat Catalan's Dragons 36 points to 4. Tristan Saylor was the star of the show for Saints as he scored 14 points. That's all for now. We'll have more later. Here are your latest sport headlines. I'm Tom McGarry and we begin with golf, as Rory McIlroy has taken a giant step towards sensationally defending his Masters crown at Augusta. The Northern Irishman will take an historic 6-shot lead into the weekend after firing a brilliant round of 65 on Friday. McIlroy broke the lowest 36-hole score by finishing the day on 12 under par, and he also holds the biggest halfway lead in the tournament's history. McIlroy is now bidding to join Jack Nicklaus, Sir Nick Faldo and Tiger Woods in successfully defending his Masters title. McIlroy sits 6 shots clear of American duo Sam Burns and Patrick Reed, whilst English pair Tommy Fleetwood and Justin Rose, as well as Irishman Shane Lowry, are in a share for 4th, 7 strokes behind McIlroy. Elsewhere and in football, West Ham have moved out the Premier League relegation zone and plunged Tottenham into it following their 4-0 victory over Wolves at the London Stadium on Friday night. Konstantinos Mavropanos opened the scoring for West Ham late in the first half before a quickfire Tati Castellanos double midway through the second put the Hammers in control. Mavropanos scored a late volley to put the icing on the cake for Nuno Espirito Santo's side, who are up to 17th, 2 points clear of Tottenham, who are not in action until Sunday. There is plenty of Premier League action to look forward to, though, on Saturday, with 4 games taking place, beginning with leaders Arsenal's home clash with Bournemouth. There was also a championship match that took place on Friday night, and Millwall have moved up to 2nd in the championship standings, temporarily at least, although they'll be disappointed to have been held to a goalless draw away at struggling West Brom. The point
this off-cheap studio commentary, and it is Leicester who have got us underway, kicking from left to right in this first half. The ball is hoisted forward by Swansea towards the edge of the Foxes penalty area, just about carries through to Stolaric in the Leicester goal. We'll run you through the team news when we get a break in play, of course, but huge match this for Leicester City in particular, of course, at the bottom end of the championship table. At the start of the day, they find themselves in the bottom 3. They're away down the right-hand side here, keeping possession on that right-hand side with Fatou, whose attempted ball in is blocked, and it goes behind for a Leicester City corner. Early progress for Gary Rowett's men, who, as I say, are in the bottom 3 at the moment. A point behind 4th bottom Portsmouth, who are in action at Middlesbrough, of course. Swansea find themselves sat in 15th. Neither looking like getting in relegation danger or in the playoffs. Nothing really to play for, but that's often when teams can be at their most dangerous, as Leicester prepare to take this free kick on the near side. Plenty of blue jerseys in the area, towards the back post, heads go up, it's twice headed away by Swansea. Stamenic in the end just about got enough of a header on it to play it out to the left hand side. Leicester win back possession well though, and it's with Skip, who plays the ball diagonally to the back post. It's not a great header. Maybe an opportunity here for Fatawu on this right hand side. Dinks the ball into the area. Good defending in the end from Burgess to nod it behind. Eric told me before the game that Burgess has got the undisputed honour of scoring the most own goals in the championship this season. He must have been fearing the worst when that ball was dinked into the area, Eric.
Yeah, it's got three own goals, Cameron Burgess, this season. You don't need to score that many to be the top scorer, but corner kick come in now, just well wide, but great start for Leicester, but I think Swansea, Josh Tyman there with the ball over the top, headed the ball out from, instead of just ducking and giving away and getting his team a goal kick instead. But I expect Leicester to win this game. They have to win this game. But we said that against Sheffield Wednesday last time out.
And we said that about Coventry against Sheffield Wednesday at 12:30 today,
I know.
Which finished in a goalless draw as Leicester try and get away down the left-hand side here with Patson Daka. Plays the ball now back to his teammate Mavadidi, and then the attempted cross is again too close to the goalkeeper. Easy for Figaro to collect inside his 6-yard box, roll the ball out to Burgess. He's looking for a midfield option now, plays it in towards Gustavo Nunes, turns well, plays it short into the path of Tyman. Tyman will just go back to Burgess, and Swansea will look to try and keep possession here. As I say, the Swans 55 points as things stand from 42 games, with this scoreline of course included in that league table. They are 12 points away from the playoffs, not completely out of it. And here they come now, bursting forward through midfield as Nunes tried to pick out the man Walter to his right hand side, just about smuggles the ball through, but it's well backed by Mavididi to win back possession for Leicester. And then Cabango just puts his foot through it, launches it forward, and it goes all the way through to Staradik in the Leicester goal. It's been an early goal in the Premier League, and it's gone the way of Brentford, who have taken the lead against Everton at the G-Tech Community Stadium. And another goal for Igor Thiago, got a hat-trick at the Hill Dickinson Stadium in the reverse game, and he's just scored to put Brentford ahead in that one. In the Championship, no goals as yet in the 3 o'clock kickoffs as the ball is played forward this time by Pereira. It's overhit, and it'll run all the way through to Vigouroux in the Swansea goal. It's the first time, Eric, I've seen Swansea this season. Not sure what to expect. You've seen them a couple of times, and what type of a team do you think they are?
No, they're a footballing team. I think they've done really well under Vitor Matos after he took over. So they're 9th in the Vitor Matos table when he took over late. I think it was late October, early November. And they're a decent team. They give everyone a game. And obviously they've got Potnik up front, who's the top scorer. He's scoring for Slovenia, scoring for Swansea with 20 goals this season. 2 from the spot last time again against Middlesbrough. So they are on the beat in a way, but they are making a fist of it. They are actually wanting to win every game, and the spirit they had against Middlesbrough last time out was just fantastic for a team against a team that really had to win.
When you get a manager who has only just come in over recent weeks, they want to try and prove their worth, of course, to the new man at the charge. And at the moment, Swansea with Cabango doing well to keep possession here inside their own half until Foot comes in from Thomas to win it back. And here Leicester are trying to break away down the left-hand side, played by Lukasa into the middle of the park. Chance possibly to switch into this right-hand side. Instead it goes short. And then Pereira plays it out further to the right-hand side, and Fatua, who tries to take on his man. Good challenge comes in the end, though, from Timon. It goes out of play for a Leicester throw-in on this near side. The pressure is immense on the Foxes. Not only, of course, because they're in the bottom 3, but home games have been a bit of a struggle in recent times. Recent home defeat to Preston was a real blow, having taken the lead in that game as well. As Thomas comes over to take the throw-in on this near side. Vestergaard, who's back in the team after a hernia injury, is at the near post. He's been out for 2 or 3 months. The former Southampton man tries to get a flick on this, headed away well by Burgess, comes back to Thomas, who dinks across in. Again, Burgess in the right place at the right time to head it clear. And then the ball will be switched by Pereira out to the left, where Lascelles plays it down the left-hand side for Winks. And now to Mavididi, who goes back towards Winks again. Didi again now in line with the edge of the Swansea penalty area. 6.5 minutes on the clock. Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Ball in from Winks, is again way too close to the goalkeeper and easily gathered by Vigouroux, who first time will kick it long, left-footed downfield. Go the heads. Decent by Vidal to get something on it, but he couldn't divert it into the path of Potnik. And Leicester will mop up again at the back and have possession now with Harry Winks. Ian Skip, of course, less than 18 months ago, were part of the Tottenham squad in the Premier League. Now find themselves potentially playing League One football next season as things stand. Or could they be playing Tottenham in the Championship next season?
That's basically Leicester City. They have 6 points deducted, but they're down there on merit, even with 6 points. But now it's a chance for Tavi with the ball into the box straight at the goalkeeper. But they are in terrible form. The Gary Rowett effect has not happened. They're not improved under him, and I think they beat Bristol City 2-0 in the game. That's the only win under Gary Rowett, if I'm not wrong. And they just can't get their act together.
No, when he went in at first, he tried to kind of shore things up, didn't he? And I think they got a win and 2 draws in 3 games, which looked like people were thinking, well, they've maybe turned the corner, and then they started losing games again. And all of a sudden they are, as I say, in the bottom 3. I can tell you, by the way, it's Sheffield United 0, Hull City 1 at Bramall Lane, as the ball is hoisted over the top this time by Skip. It's not too much on it, goes through to Vigouroux, who easily gathers. I think you can already tell within the first 8 minutes one of the problems for Leicester this season is the delivery in the final third has been terrible. Every cross has been way too close to the goalkeeper. And so far it's been very comfortable for Swansea as Burgess now chips this ball forward. It's Too short though for Sung, who couldn't get on the end of it, and then that's a foul in the end. Vidal goes straight through the back of Oliver Skipp. It'll be a free kick to Leicester, taken quickly. Gary Rowett already in the touchline, and barking out instructions at the moment. We've drawn more games than any other Championship side since Gary Rowett took over in late February. Draws at the moment would be a bad thing. It's just picking up points at this stage to try and get them out of the problems they're in.
Yeah, if they get draws, obviously you're looking at Oxford and Portsmouth in particular not to get 3 points. I think draws, they need the 3 points, but as you said, at least if you're picking up a point, it's a bit of a momentum, and can they go down? I think they can, because
there's every chance.
It's even with the 6 points, they got 47. They'll still be in the relegation battle.
They would. And looking at the teams around them, of course, Portsmouth fought back well with 10 men to get a draw with Oxford last week. West Brom have really picked up in recent weeks. They've unbeaten in the last 5 with 2 wins and 3 draws. And you'd have to say as well, Blackburn have managed to turn things around. 48 points they will be on from 42 games. Blackburn away at Stoke today. Great form either in the Championship, so Blackburn will maybe feel a win there, might well just have got them clear from the relegation zone. Burgess now plays this one down the line to Timon. Timon under pressure, turns it round the corner, smashes it into the Swede Vidal, who does well to win it back in fairness, and then Vopotnik lays it off nicely into Sung down left hand side. That's surely a free kick, as Vestergaard comes across and wipes him out, and will get a yellow card in the process as well. Well, it's not a fair battle that if it was a boxing fight. Vestergaard's about 6'5", and Eom's probably about 5'6", and he's just been absolutely clattered there down left hand side. The only excuse you can make is he's not played a league game since January. He's probably getting used to the pace of the game.
Yeah, it's a terrible tackle, and Eom obviously is a neat player going forward, good quick feet technique, and he's got a lot of grass in front of him there, and to go down to the byline for a cross into the box. So once it's too late, Vestergaard, he did the right thing to actually take him down, but it's a clear early yellow card you can never see.
Yeah, and now he's got problems. He's got about just under 80 minutes of regular time now on a yellow card against one of the top strikers in the Championship in Vopotnik. As a free kick going to be taken by Swansea on this left-hand side. Left-footed delivery in towards the penalty spot. Header on to the back post, and it has to be headed behind by Thomas. Well, I thought he'd headed it behind the Leicester defender. I think the Swansea man thinks that it was a corner as well.
I think it was offside in the end.
Let's put his flag up for offside, has he? Yeah, I was going to say, because it did look like he had headed it behind. And Leicester are wasting no time and getting on with things. Absolutely glorious conditions. Not only from a weather point of view in the Midlands today, but the pitch looks immaculate as well at the King Power Stadium. Pereira plays it down the line towards Skipp, couldn't quite take it in his stride. Fatu does well to keep it in play on the halfway line. And now here's Winks, plays it onto that left-hand side of Thomas. Further left it goes now to Mavididi, who's going to run at his man. Good defending though from Parker, who took it off his toes. Leicester will pick the ball up again in midfield and just about keep possession. 1 goal so far in the Championship 3 o'clock kickoff. So I think it probably shows you just how important this stage of the season is, of course, with only 5 or 6 games left to go for most of the teams. Can't afford to give anything away early. So here come Leicester with Mavididi down the left hand side, tries to play it in field, well read in the end by Cabango, but slack from Swansea again. This time it's kicked out of play by Walter. His intention, he's trying to lay it off to a teammate, but got it wrong. He's gone out for a throw-in on the far side. We were looking at the bench for Leicester earlier on, Eric. I mean, there's some names on there when you consider all with Premier League experience. Now, I just wonder whether that's half the problem, is that they're now in a Championship relegation scrap, which none of them have been in before. Yeah, and
all of the players are, we remember them from years ago. They're not new on the block, so you think Fatavi, Mavididi and Patson Daka, they're still young players,
yes,
and they can play for many a year. But are they too good for this level, or it's just running into the defences of the Championship? It's a bit more physical. But Harry Winks, Skipp, Vestergaard, Lascelles, Pereira, they are ageing players, and I'm not surprised that they've struggled at any level at the in today's game.
Well, cross in from the far side by Winks was slid behind by AILFC Sung for what will be a corner kick to Leicester on the far side. It was actually Skip in the end who hit it, left-footed. Slipped there, Eom, as he went to go and clear it. And it will be a Leicester corner. Once again, Vestergaard and Lascelles are up from the back. Left-footed ball in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, and Lascelles got a touch in it, but all he could do was flick it out to this near side, where the ball will be picked up again by Timon. Timon plays a ball over the top. The chase is on here, and the goalkeeper will just about get there on the edge of his area. Stolarik comes out and clears it left-footed. Again, another indication, though, that Leicester, they're piling bodies forward when they have a set piece, but they're leaving themselves wide open at the back when that ball goes forward. I think almost Swansea made them pay. Here's Burgess out to Eom on this left-hand side. He's got another option to his left. Instead, he comes in field. Gustavo Nunes now, midway inside the Leicester half, does well to turn away. Back out to Eom on the left. Popnik makes a run into the left-hand channel. He ignores him for the moment. Eom does well to hold off Pereira. Possession play here for Swansea inside the Leicester half. Nothing more, but Eom's going to make the most of it. Gets the byline, pulls it across, and Lascelles does well to clear. Helped out by Pereira. Excellent sliding challenge from Nunes to win it back temporarily for Swansea. And they've won themselves a throw-in on this near side, but that was really good play by AILFC Sung, because the ball over the top looked like it was just going to drift out of play.
Yeah, it's the ball down the line. Everyone thought, oh, it's going to be a goal kick, but he never gave up, and with the outside of his right boot, he actually managed to get the ball into the box to the front post. It's cleared away eventually by Leicester, but that high line from Leicester, I've seen it in many a game before with Leicester. It's a bit of a problem for them. Even that, when they were in quite low back, it was quite a high line, and Eom managed to get through, and then we had the ball over the top before that.
Here comes Swansea again, with Nunes in the middle of the park, striding forward. Got a man out to his left-hand side, who's Timon. We're about 25 yards from the Leicester goal here. Right-footed shot comes in from Vidal. It gets a massive deflection and goes behind for a corner. I was just about to say, I can't believe he's going to hit it from there. I mean, he was a long way out and from the angle as well, but he struck it okay. A deflection off a Leicester leg, and it's gone out of play for a corner kick on this near side, which Walter is coming over to take. Be the first corner kick for Swansea so far in this game. What can you do from the delivery on this near side? It's going to be a right-footed in-swinger. Leicester, you would say, overall potentially with a slight height advantage, but full well from the deliveries these days. Doesn't really matter too much, as Vestergaard does well to head it clear on the edge of his 6-yard box. It's going to come out here to Parker. Diagonal right-footed ball in towards the area. Goalkeeper came and got nowhere near it, and he's fortunate that Mukasa was there to get it clear, and the ball goes all the way back to Figaro in the Swansea goal. But I have to say that the only bit that we've seen of Stolarik in action so far, he looks a bit nervy. Yeah, that was it went for the ball. There was nowhere near to get a proper punch on the ball, and that could have landed at the Swansea feet, and basically could have been a tap in. But yeah, Swansea, they're getting into the game now, and there's something about this Leicester side. You look at the lineup, every time I see it, you think they should be winning. They should, but they don't. And now the Eom's been really good for Swansea so far, and he is a very skillful player on the left-hand side. Get him on the ball, and if he can feed Popnik, they will create chances. Yeah. Pereira, of course, loves to get forward from right back, so there's plenty of space in behind. Here's Eom again. Goes back now into the middle of the park and on the halfway line. Stamenic switch the play. Find Kibango. Kibango plays it short into the path here of Vidal, who's just being allowed a free roll basically. Tries to play a 1-2 with Vopotnik. Was that a free kick? I think it is. Sam Allison decides that it was a rash challenge there from Oliver Skip, who desperately tried to get a toe on it, but I don't think he can have any complaints. He's tripped him over. No, it could easily be a yellow card. Later in the game, I think that's a yellow card, but yeah, it's a simple one to Oliver Skip. It's way too late, and it's not a good tackle. For me, if the yellow card is, it should be a yellow card, if you ask me there. I think he's got away with one there, and alright, it wasn't as bad as Vestergaard's challenge, but he knew full well if he didn't get the ball, he was going to bring down the man. It's going to be a dangerous set piece for Swansea when Vidal is back up on his feet. I can tell you that Charlton have just taken the lead at home to Preston at the Valley. Charlton 1, Preston 0 there. It's Swansea prepared to take this free kick with Walter, who's their dead ball specialist. Burgess has gone up from the back. Caban goes in there as well. Delivery be like by Walter. It's a good ball in towards the area, and Pereira had to get something on it and has done well to nod it behind for a corner, because if he hadn't of, Burgess was looming large behind him.
That's a brilliant delivery, whipped cross from Walter, and yeah, Burgess was just waiting to nod that ball into the back of the net, out for a corner kick, and Swansea under the cosh the first 5-6 minutes of this game, maybe the first 10, well on top now.
Yeah, they are. They're looking the more likely at this stage. With 19 minutes on the clock. Unofficial off-tube studio commentary. Leicester 0, Swansea 0 in the Championship. Swansea with a corner. We'll tell you about another goal in the second tier in a moment. To see this corner taken. Crisp packet on the pitch for the moment. So Walter is having to clear up. And he'll now take it right-footed in towards the near post. Pereira does well to header it up in the air. Comes back in by Parker. And then volleyed clear in the air by Mukasa. Towards the centre circle, and now Leicester may have a chance to break. It was a little bit too clever from Fatuwu. Tried to play it with a little flick with the outside of his boot, and then Swansea guilty of a foul here in the middle of the park. Challenge was on Mukasa and has been penalised. Oxford 1, Watford 0. A big scoreline at the bottom end of the Championship tables. Further bad news for Leicester, who at the moment will be going to second from bottom in the table, and Portsmouth will be dropping into the bottom 3 if scorelines remain as they are. I have to say, I've been really impressed by the way that Oxford battled hard over the last few weeks. Almost got a win at Portsmouth last time out against 10 men, and probably a bit frustrated not to win that game. The ball is played down the line here by Thomas. Chance potentially for Leicester to get the ball in the area, but this time Winks is forced backwards. It's in with Winks again inside the Swansea half. Back he goes to Vestergaard inside the centre circle. Skip showing short. Instead it goes to Winks on the left hand side, down the line towards Mavididi. Back to Winks again. 20 and a half minutes on the clock, and we're still waiting for the breakthrough here. At the moment, Leicester don't look like they're more likely to get that opening goal if there is going to be one. Struggling a little bit. Blackburn have taken the lead at Stoke. Huge that as well at the bottom end of the table. Could well be good enough to see Blackburn survive in the Championship for another season. The challenge comes in from Skip again. He was looking to get away with it earlier on. He's got away with it without even giving a free kick away this time. Heavy-handed Oliver Skip there in that challenge, but referee was happy to play on, and now Leicester give the ball away, and then Vidal looks at Eom Ji-sung as if to say, come on, you could have made the run there and latched onto it. I think it's a bit of wishful thinking on the Swedes' part. As the ball is now played into the left-hand channel. Chance here for Mavididi. Is he onside? No, he isn't. The flag has gone up on the near side. I did think he got in about a yard or two ahead of Parker there from that through ball, and he'd obviously gone too soon, Eric.
Yeah, it's probably a yard offside. It's quite easy to see on the TV pictures, but we obviously don't know when the pass exactly is released. But yeah, decent pass on the left-hand side. But Mavididi, he needs to be more involved. Both him and Fatawu, they need to be more involved. Mavididi was at times in the Premier League last season in a really poor season. He was a bright spark. He hasn't been this season, and now it's Swansea on the counter.
Vidal plays it out to the right-hand side. Opportunity here for Swansea maybe to create something as they get towards the byline. It's a rash challenge, but he did get a foot on the ball in the end, did Thomas, and I think it's gone behind for a Swansea corner here. Was he given a goal kick, the referee? Yes, Sam Allison's given a goal kick there. I could have sworn that Thomas got the last touch. It was played out to that right-hand side, and attempted ball in here from Walter. I think that's a corner.
Well, it has to be a corner. It's a corner or a penalty.
Or a penalty, yeah.
If it's a goal kick, because if he doesn't get contact on the ball, because it goes through the player, so it's one of those. If you hit the ball, it's not a foul, but if you miss the ball, that's a foul all day long. So that's interesting refereeing. Let's say like that.
Well, Sam Allison, we don't feel made the right decision. Leicester breathe a huge sigh of relief, although Mavididi again has miscontrolled it on the far side here, and the ball has got out of play for what will be a Swansea throw-in, 25 yards from their own goal, to be taken by the fullback Parker. Got a huge amount of options at the moment. He's looking for any sort of movement Eventually it's flicked on by Walter towards Vopotnik, who was barely mentioned in this game so far. You'd think because of that Leicester were well on top, but that's certainly not the case. As Skip now plays it short to Winks. Winks now out to that left-hand side. Thomas gets it back off Mavididi. Goes back to Winks again. Mavididi looks like a player who's low on confidence. He looks like he doesn't want the ball at the moment. He's just loitering out there on that left-hand side. As the ball is with Lascelles now on the halfway line. Hoists one over the top. And there's no options for him. And he's had to try and play one over the top. He's sliced it out of play. I say, it's so clear to see 23 and a half minutes in there. Have got no confidence at all at the moment, Leicester.
Yeah, Leicester, as you said, Warren, they're playing like a team with almost like no game plan, just individuals playing decent individual football players, but in a very, very bad team at the moment. They just need a lucky break, but it's the way things are going. I can see Swansea getting that lucky break first.
They're coming forward again here, Swansea in numbers. Opportunity maybe from Walter, plays the ball in towards Vidal, and it was a really good sliding challenge from Vestergaard at the last minute to get it out of harm's way. But again, Swansea there, finding acres of room in the middle of the park and bursting forward with good numbers and causing Leicester some real problems. 24 and a half minutes on the clock. Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Ball hoisted over the top. The chase is on here on the far side, but Gustavo Nunes won't get there, neither will Parker, and the ball drifts behind for a goal kick. But, well, no wonder Gary Rowett's out on the touchline at the moment trying to get some instructions across, because they look like there's huge gaps all over the pitch. I mean, Mikasa, I was expecting him to play further forward ahead of Skip and Winks. There's been occasions so far he's been behind them, trying to mop up on the edge of his own penalty area. And that means there's just a huge gap between him and Daka, who's virtually not seen the ball yet.
We haven't seen Daka. Mavadidi's been involved for all the wrong reasons so far. And Mikasa, obviously, he should be there supporting Patson Daka, but as the only sort of youngster, academy player for Leicester, it's like for the fans, they need a player like that to stand out. It's a tough ask with all the veterans in the team, but it's been so poor so far. And Leicester, if they get a 1-0 win and play like this, they'd be happy. But it's not convincing at all. It's almost like every other game I watched Leicester this season.
I have to say, there is some good news for Leicester, because Preston have just equalised at Charlton. 1-1 it is there now at the Valley, but as far as this game is concerned, not much good news to report for those who are of a Leicester persuasion, as Stolacic hits this long downfield. Should be dealt with by Burgess, it is. It's flicked on in the end by Eum Ji-sung, and the referee says nothing doing. We've got a push in the back there from Pereira, lost his boots as well, did Eum. Referee says play on though, and Leicester have possession now in the middle of the pitch with Skip. It goes from Winks to Mavididi on that left-hand side, faced up by two Swansea players. Mavididi's going to have a run here, tries to get to the byline. That was a bit better from the Leicester winger, but his attempted cross was blocked, and Swansea will now look to run it clear for Potnik. Good hold-up play, plays it out to Eom on this left-hand side. He slips, has it taken off him by Pereira. Midway inside the Swansea half now here at Leicester. Here's for Tuwu down the right, comes in field. Needs an option here. Mavididi offers him and gets it as well on the edge of the penalty area. Mavididi cuts back on his right foot. Again, he's not got a great lot of support. He finds Winks 30 yards from goal. Little layoff here. Shooting opportunity. Pereira with a shot. Clips the outside of the post and whistles wide of the goal. Really good build-up play from Leicester for the first time in this game. And Ricardo Pereira will maybe feel, I don't know, maybe I'm being a bit harsh on him, but maybe you feel he should have hit the target there. Did the goalkeeper get a touch?
I think he hit the post.
He did. I'm wondering whether he tipped it onto the post.
Yeah, it's easy. I can't say he should have hit the target. That's a very good strike from Ricardo from a tight angle. He hit it with his laces, and it just needed 10 centimetres further in towards the goal, and it's in the back of the net. But that's better from Mavididi, who actually, instead of going down the line, just rolled it across the penalty. But now it's a chance for Eom.
Yeah, here's an overlapping run as well. Tymon's ball in. It's a poor one. He was looking for the near post run of Vopotnik, but he's got it horribly wrong, and he's just smashed it into the arms of the Leicester goalkeeper. But again, another warning from Leicester. They create one chance at one end and they almost capitulate at the other, and allow Swansea plenty of time on the left-hand side to create things. as they keep possession now with Lascelles on the edge of their own penalty area. Here's Pereira, plays it down the line to Skip. Skip's beaten to the ball though, well read by the Swansea midfielder Stamenic, who gets across well to get a foot in. We mentioned it earlier on though, Eric, left-hand side for Swansea is where they're going to get the joy.
Yeah, I think obviously Ricardo at 6-7 years ago, one of the best right backs in the Premier League.
Yeah.
He's not that anymore, and he's not the same player. Yeah, they're having a bit of a field there. Tymon's overlap from the Eom run there was brilliant, but it's so. He should put a good ball into the box. He needs to have a proper pullback or have a shot from a tight angle. But yes, once very pleasing on the eye when they have the combination play in midfield, and especially on the left is in today.
Yeah, so far so good for Swansea. Leicester with problems, you feel, as the ball's gone out of play on the far side for what I think looks like it's going to be a Swansea throw-in. Everton have equalised at Brentford in the Premier League, and Beto is the man who's got the goal there to make it 1-1 at the G-Tech Community Stadium. Still Burnley 0, Brighton 0. And there will have been another goal at Bramall Lane. We'll bring you details of that shortly. Sam Allison happy then for Swansea to take the throw-in on that far side as Cabango plays it along the back line to Burgess. And Burgess now will hoist it long towards Vopotnik. Vopotnik tried to flick it on into the path of Walter, didn't quite reach him. Vestergaard just about gets it clear. Nice little layoff there into Mavididi, lovely little flick as well into the path of his teammate Mikasa. Under pressure does well to find Thomas. Mavididi back to Mikasa again. Some support now, there's not a great deal of it. Has to go back to Thomas and now to Harry Winks. And Winks now will play it along the back line to find Lascelles. That goal that we thought had gone in at Bramall Lane has actually not stood, so it still remains Sheffield United 0, Hull City 1. Back on halfway now with Pereira. Long diagonal ball towards Mavididi on that left hand side. Does well to bring it down his chest. Goes back towards Thomas. Mavididi gets it back. Go back towards Winks on the halfway line. Just under 15 minutes left of normal time left to go in this first half. Still Leicester 0, Swansea 0, and as far as the table is concerned, Leicester would be second from bottom as things stand, and it would be 2 points away from safety. And at the minute, that urgency from that, you'd think that sort of would be whispers going around the ground and things going from the bench as well to let them know that things aren't great, but look, a break off as here come Leicester with Patson Daka down the left hand side. He's got Fatoumou waiting for the ball pulled back. Instead he goes all the way back to Mavididi, who is 35 yards from goal, and the impetus of the move goes completely there. That wasn't the right pass.
No, it wasn't the right pass, and I think the way things are, Patson Daka there, he just go for goal. Go in and get a corner kick and maybe a deflection, because as I said, Leicester, this is the game today. This is their game to win. They're remaining 4 games: away at Portsmouth, at home to Hull, at home to Millwall, away at Blackburn. It's a terrible run-in.
Yeah, it is. Here's the ball turned round the corner, and it's played again by Fatawu as he tried to play the 1-2 with Ricardo Pereira. It doesn't come off. Be a Swansea throw-in midway inside their own half. Up going back to the goalkeeper Figaro, who will have a touch and then just slow things down a little bit as Swansea try to lure Leicester onto them. Just to remind you elsewhere, Charlton 1, Preston 1, Middlesbrough 0, Portsmouth 0, Oxford 1, Watford 0, Sheffield United 0, Hull 1, goalless between Southampton and Derby, and Stoke 0, Blackburn 1 are the latest scorelines elsewhere in the Championship. And our featured game here, 32 minutes played, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. In case you didn't earlier on, Coventry were denied the opportunity of sealing a place in the Premier League today when they were held to a 0-0 draw by bottom club Sheffield Wednesday. The East Anglian derby was won by Ipswich by 2-0 at Carrow Road, and it finished 0-0 in the early game between QPR and Bristol City at Loftus Road. Here is Parker. Along the back line he goes to Burgess, striding forward. It's a terrible ball, straight to Pereira. And now Fatoumou tries to get away down the right hand side. Again, Swansea there in numbers to block him off. Stamenic has been all over the place in this, in a good way I should say, in the middle of midfield for Swansea. Covered every blade of grass so far. And intercepted that latest pass. Back with Vestergaard, who's out-muscled off the ball. Referee says a free kick for the challenge by Walter. And again, the height difference and the strength difference, you wouldn't have thought there was much in that. And I'm really surprised he's given a free kick now. Break off for Tuwu, who's away down the right-hand side, gets towards the byline. Has it taken off him? Has it gone out of play? Referee says it has. It'll be a Leicester corner.
Yeah, never a free kick there for Walter. Walter gets the ball. It's a coming together, but it's well, obviously Walter, his shoulder will be on Vestergaard's ribs, but that's just a height difference.
It is.
Yeah, so
there's nothing wrong with that challenge.
No, and that was big let off for Vestergaard and Leicester City, because they were like, it was almost through on goal then if he'd won that ball. And then instead of that, it's a corner kick for Leicester now.
Yeah, that's how things can change very quickly. He'll take a left-footed in towards the near post, flicks on, it's come off the bar, and then it's hooked clear at the back post. It could have been the opening goal. Leicester very close indeed, and Figueroa is holding on to his shoulder as Leicester win it back on the far side with Mavididi into the penalty area, pulls the ball back, it's still in the penalty area, but Ricardo Pereira's shot is blocked, and it rebounds all the way out to Lascelles on the edge of the centre circle. Here's an opportunity left-footed to get another cross in there, not the best of balls. Burgess gets it clear, and they're still not got it clear as the shot comes in the end from Luke Thomas. It was not particularly well struck and easily gathered. Now, does the keeper save this,
I think
or does
it
come off the bar? Just watching again, it's a brilliant save from Figueroa.
Yes, fantastic save, because it's flicked on the front post and it's straight towards the far corner. And obviously Figueroa needs to be in position at the front post, so he's not in the wrong position. And he did really, really well to get a strong hand to it. And the aftermath of that was Patson Daka and Pereira with shots in the box. A bit more urgency from Leicester, but generally the urgency has been lacking in today's game, and I just can't understand that with the situation they are in, that the urgency is so low.
Yeah, you just think a good start will get them going, and at the moment it's taking their time, but they are now on the front foot as Thomas tries to get the ball across, and that's good defending from Parker, who takes it off him and keeps the ball in play, and then launches one downfield but slices it out for a throw into Leicester on the far side. It was Thomas's header which forced the save from Figueroa a moment or so ago. He's getting more and more forward down that left hand side, and he'll take the throw in now with just under 10 minutes left to go until half time on that far side of the pitch. Still Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Although Leicester have come the closest to breaking the deadlock, Swansea have looked dangerous on the break as well. As Thomas now prepares to hurl this throw in towards the penalty area. It's a massive throw towards the edge of the 6-yard box, and it's headed behind, is it? By Burgess. Referee says it is. Vestergaard was challenging him, and it came off a Swansea head last. It'll be another corner to Leicester, and these have looked dangerous so far, these set pieces. Mukasa has gone over there to take it. It'll be a right-footed in-swinger with Lascelles and Vestergaard amongst the targets in the penalty area. What's the delivery like on this occasion from Mukasa? Ball is a very deep one towards the back post. Up go the heads. Mavididi couldn't quite get there the first time. Is he going to keep it in play? He is. Down by the byline, swings the cross in, and 2 Swansea players go for the header, and at least one of them gets there. And it will be cleared eventually by Gustavo Nunes up towards the halfway line, where it's picked up here comfortably by Pereira. Plays it out to the left-hand side. Ball is dinked over the top towards Patson Daka, who brings it down his chest, and the volley was excellent towards goal and straight at the goalkeeper, but really good play from the Leicester striker. Brought it down on his chest, first time left-footed shot, and really troubled the goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's a fantastic pass from Mukasa over the top, chesting it down just in the direction he wants it, and on the volley straight to the goalkeeper. But yes, it's better for Leicester now. They need to build on this for the rest of the first half, maybe to get that goal before half time, because for the first time there's a bit of urgency, there's a bit of belief for neutrals like me that they actually can score.
Yeah, it's starting to look like they have impetus now for the first time in this game, as looked like a potential free kick on Stamenic there. Referee says play on, and now Leicester have the ball back with Thomas on the left hand side. Infield he comes towards Harry Winks inside the centre circle, switches the play out to the right, and it's well brought down in the end by Tuwu, but the size in the studio tell you all you need to know. He was looking right along the line and he was offside.
It's just terrible, wasting a good spell of possession, good spell of urgency going forward, and then he shouldn't be offside. It's just poor attacking play, just to give Swansea a bit of a leeway. And then
free kick, and it just takes the impetus away from Leicester as well. The ball is played back by Burgess to his goalkeeper. Shock scoreline in the Championship. Southampton 0, Derby 1 at St Mary's. The ball from Figaro is out to this left-hand side. It was a good ball as well, but Timon let it go under his boot and out of play for a throw-in on this near side. Taken quickly. Harry Winks has the ball midway inside the Leicester half. On it goes to Thomas. Mavadini calls for it tight to the touchline. And does well to play it back towards Thomas. He's under immense pressure from Walter. Does very well to spin 180 degrees and keep possession. And now Cabango has some work to do. Hoists it forward up towards the halfway line. Thomas does well again to header it forward. I mean, Luke Thomas arguably was England's right back about 2 or 3 years ago, as Swansea give away possession on the edge of the penalty area. Fatawu with a shot, and it's gone wide, and that's a perfect opportunity after a howler of a mistake from Swansea at the back, and Fatawu not be able to make it pay. His left-footed shot whistles past the post.
He does everything right. He's alert. He's onto the chance with a poor pass, and then he tries to curl it into the sort of knee corner with his left foot from a central position, just wide.
Parker.
Terrible pass by Parker. But I was sure that in the back of the net, because it's not even a bad finish. It's decent finish from Fatawu, and it's I think the alertness there to actually be in a position to see that poor pass is good from Leicester and Fatawu. So they are definitely on top now. They just need to build on it. But now Swansea in attack.
Yeah, Ionchi sung down this left-hand side. Good defending from Pereira, who slides in to take him off it. But Swansea do win back possession with Gustavo Nunes on towards Stamanic. Stamanic plays it short into Walter. Swansea pretty much have everybody in a white jersey inside the Leicester half at the moment, as do Leicester as well, as Vidal plays it back now into Stamanic. Now on that right hand side, Cabango. It'll go further right as well. Opportunity for Parker to get the ball in right across the 6-yard box, and nobody can get on the end of it. Can they keep it in? They can. Timon has it on the left hand side. Back to Vidal on the edge of the penalty area. Vidal plays it now onto Stamanic again, and opportunity for Timon. Maybe could have got the cross in. Instead he plays it into Vidal, who gets away from his man and is tripped by Fatawu right on the edge of the penalty area. Great opportunity for Swansea, but it was I thought a brilliant opportunity a moment or so ago when Parker swung in a great cross.
Yeah, and it's a fantastic move as well. Basically, effectively a quick 1-2, just a flick on them from Parker's pass down the line, and it goes across the 6-yard box. Goalkeeper can't get to it, the defenders can't get to it, but no Swansea players in the middle to tap it in. But and from that they've got this free kick. That's a lazy foul by Fatawu against Melke Vidal. And they take that all day long. A free kick from that is
wouldn't it just be Leicester's luck at the bottom end of the table to miss a chance from Fatawu, him give away a free kick and Swansea to score from this? You have to say it wouldn't be a massive surprise. 41.5 minutes on the clock. Swansea with a real good opportunity here, and their set piece expert Walter is over it. Sam Allison making sure the wall's back 10 yards. I'm not convinced that's 10 yards, I'll be honest. But spray's been used. Vestergaard is in the middle of the wall, which makes it a big target to try and get up and over, but it's a perfect opportunity for a right footer. Walter steps up over the wall, but over the bar as well. No such problems for Stolarczyk, who very easily allows it to go over his bar. That is a wasted opportunity.
Yeah, it's a wasted opportunity. He gets his foot underneath the ball. It's so tricky to get a lacer through the ball and get it up and over and into the back of the net, but that was always rising. So sometimes you think maybe just push it to the side and have a shot instead. It's a better option, because it's so difficult. It's so close to the goal.
I just thought maybe he had the room to get it up and over. He just tried to put too much pace on it, really, more than anything. As Stolarczyk clears his lines long downfield, headed away by Cabango. Vestergaard volleys it, but just smashes it out of play in the end. And it will be a Swansea throw-in on that far side. I mean, the frustration for Gary Rowett, if they don't take a lead into the break, will be that Leicester have had the much better opportunities. And again, they've not been able to make them pay. With results going against them elsewhere in the Championship. It looks more and more problems for the Foxes as Skip tries to play the ball in from the right hand side, gets a block. It's going to come back to Fatawu again, faced up by two Swansea players, tries to get to the byline. Fatawu has won a corner here, quite rightly. The official on the near side, don't know why Tyman's complaining. He's thrown himself down on the floor to try and block the cross. It comes off his midriff and goes over the line. It's definitely a corner.
Yeah, he's trying to shield the ball out, and then it lands on the ball. Yeah, so it's a corner kick.
I don't know whether he felt he was fouled or not, but it certainly wasn't a foul in my book either.
No foul, but it's a corner kick. And then, as you mentioned earlier, Warren, they have been dangerous on the set pieces.
We'll bring you news of a Premier League goal in a moment, but here is the latest corner kick from Leicester up towards Lascelles, headed down, and the shot is off the line. Oliver Skip with the effort, brilliantly cleared off the line in the end. Trying to work out who it was. It might have been for Potnik, was it?
It might have been for
Potnik,
Potnik,
do you think? Just watching the replay again. Header comes down from Lascelles, turn and shot.
No, it's with Potnik. You're right.
What on earth is he doing on his own goal line? Not only scores goals, but saves them these days.
Yeah, that's it's poor, really poor defending, because the corner kick it comes down with snow and it should have been defended, but the flick on and then the shot, but now another corner comes in.
Yeah, in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, free header, can't be directed goalwards by Thomas, it'll be kept in by Pereira, who's just about got enough of it and then tries to flick the ball backwards and it goes out of play. Closest either team have come then. Oliver Skip seeing his shot cleared off the line. Burnley 0, Brighton 1 as a scoreline in the Premier League. Brighton on a good run of form at the moment, and Matt Vifa has got the goal there to put them in front at Turf Moor. No other goals to say about in the Championship as things stand. Only Oxford are in any of the home teams winning in the Championship at 3 o'clock so far, and it could be a significant result, of course, at the bottom end of the table. Here comes Swansea, ball over the top, who's inside his own half, and Eom almost got onto it. Vestergaard does clear it though. Skip hooks one over his shoulder. Burgess will header it clear. Ducked out of by Timon. It wasn't great defending, and here comes Fatawu down the right hand side. Burgess does really well to mop it up, and then he's tripped from behind by the Leicester man. We're going to have 1 minute of added on time at the end of the half, and I think it'll just be a half of frustration for Leicester, really, Eric.
Yeah, very much so. I think really poor the first half an hour. The last 15 minutes has been much better, and if any team probably deserve a lead, it probably is Leicester with the chances created. Still not convinced they'll actually get a goal today, but Fatawu there, he's been decent. He probably had the best chance when he missed the shot from about 20 yards, but his reaction from giving away that free kick is not right. It's just like, it's almost like dissent and frustration instead of maybe trying to sort of galvanise the team.
Yeah, ball over the top for Mamavidi to chase. It's not great from Parker, but he gets away with it. He's able to knock it back to his goalkeeper, and Vigouroux has cleared it. And referee Sam Allison brings the first half to an end, and half where Leicester have looked the more likely to break the deadlock. The closest they came just before half time when Oliver Skip's turn and shot was cleared off the line by Potnik. Swansea have looked dangerous on the break, but at half time it's Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest, though, to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skip's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Potnik. Before then, Fatawu had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards, only to be denied by Vigouroux. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest, though, to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatoud had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards, only to be denied by Vigouroux. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest, though, to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatoud had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards, only to be denied by Vigouroux. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest, though, to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatoud had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards, only to be denied by Vigouroux. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest, though, to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatoud had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards, only to be denied by Vigouroux. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest, though, to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatoud had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards, only to be denied by Vigouroux. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest, though, to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatoud had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards, only to be denied by Vigouroux. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest, though, to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatoud had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards, only to be denied by Vigouroux. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest, though, to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatoud had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards, only to be denied by Vigouroux. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest, though, to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatoud had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards, only to be denied by Vigouroux. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest, though, to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatoud had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards, only to be denied by Vigouroux. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest, though, to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatoud had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards, only to be denied by Vigouroux. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest though to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatu had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards only to be denied by Vigoro. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest though to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatu had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards only to be denied by Vigoro. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest though to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatu had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards only to be denied by Vigoro. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest though to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatu had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards only to be denied by Vigoro. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest though to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatu had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards only to be denied by Vigoro. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest though to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatu had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards only to be denied by Vigoro. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest though to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatu had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards only to be denied by Vigoro. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest though to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatu had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards only to be denied by Vigoro. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest though to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatu had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards only to be denied by Vigoro. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest though to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatu had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards only to be denied by Vigoro. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest though to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatoud had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards, only to be denied by Vigouroux. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest though to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatoud had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards, only to be denied by Vigouroux. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest though to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatoud had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards, only to be denied by Vigouroux. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest though to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatoud had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards, only to be denied by Vigouroux. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest though to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatoud had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards, only to be denied by Vigouroux. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest though to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatoud had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards, only to be denied by Vigouroux. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest though to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatoud had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards, only to be denied by Vigouroux. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest though to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatoud had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards, only to be denied by Vigouroux. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest though to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatoud had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards, only to be denied by Vigouroux. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest though to breaking the deadlock. The closest chance came a minute before half-time when a corner was headed down by Lascelles. Oliver Skipp's turn and shot was cleared off the line brilliantly by Vopotnik. Before then, Fatoud had a shot inches wide with his left foot, and Luke Thomas from another corner flicked his header goalwards, only to be denied by Vigouroux. At the break, it is Leicester 0, Swansea 0. Half-time at the King Power Stadium, Leicester 0, Swansea 0. It's been the home team who have come the closest though to breaking.
Well, welcome back. We're just underway at the start of the second half. It is 0-0 between Leicester and Swansea, and as things stand, Leicester will be going second bottom in the Championship.
staring the threat of relegation in the face at this stage. They have looked the more likely in the first half to taking the lead, but frustration again in front of goal. Vestergaard twice looks to try and clear it. It's blocked by the Swansea player on his right hand side, who's Walter. Goes out of play eventually for a throw in to Leicester, 25 yards from their own goal. Warren Ashurst and Eric Stanyers taking you through this off-tube studio commentary. Eric, what do you think Gary Rowett will have said to his team at half time? It was much better in the last sort of 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's one of those almost like easy team talks. Basically, forget about the first half an hour. They were really poor, and you must go and just empathise, urgency. We need to get a throw in. You need to run to the ball, take it quickly, get the fans on board, but you need also to stop the ball falling onto Stamenic in the middle for Swansea. It's very good. And Eom as well has got a chance now.
Yeah, and his attempted shot is blocked in the end by Pereira. Swansea do have it back though, and decent play from the Swede there, Vidal, to keep possession. Pereira gets in again with another good challenge on that right hand side. He'll squirm all the way back to Cabango, who has it midway inside the Swansea half. But a man to his right hand side who's the fullback Parker. Down the line he goes here to Walter. Walter tries to turn away from his man, but it's well run by Harry Winks, who gets away down the left wing for Leicester. Needs some support and quickly here. Winks has it taken off him in the end by Walter. The ball goes out of play for a Leicester throw. That was decent from Harry Winks.
It was decent for Harry Winks, but we could see he has got no pace, because he had a chance of going down the line, but did really well to actually win the ball. And now, as a result of that, it's a cross into a box from Thomas, headed out by Swansea.
Yeah, too easy again from a defensive point of view for Swansea, I should say, as Leicester try and get away down the right-hand side. But it's good play from Vidal, who's been all over the surface at the King Power Stadium so far. Backtracking this time to make sure Leicester couldn't create anything. Now Swansea take the goal kick quickly. Back with Figaro, the goalkeeper, plays it out to the left hand side, and Burgess's ball will get down the line towards Walter, who does really well to maintain possession and come back in field and find Cabango, who now strides forward, plays it down the right hand side towards Parker. Parker's attempted cross gets a deflection, and fortunately for Leicester, it spins right into the arms of Stolaric, who comfortably gathers. Let's run you through the team news then. No changes at the break. Leicester with Stolaric in goal, and Pereira, Lascelles, Vestergaard and Thomas as the back four. Skip and Winks in the middle of midfield, with Fatuwu on one side, Mavididi on the other, and Bukasa playing behind Patson Daka. But there's been a huge gap at times between the midfield and the lone striker. As for Swansea, Figaro is in goal. They've got Timon, Cabango, Burgess and Parker the back four. Eom Ji-sung on the left hand side, Walter on the right, Stamenic and Gustavo Nunes in midfield. Vidal with pretty much a roaming role, and Vipotnik is the lone striker. As Burgess goes back now towards his goalkeeper, Figaro on the edge of the penalty area. Figaro plays it short, and Parker has possession midway inside the Swansea half. Just to remind you of the scorelines that matter in the Championship as far as Leicester are concerned. It's Charlton 1, Preston 1, Stoke 0, Blackburn 1, and Oxford lead Watford by a goal to 0, which is why Leicester find themselves second from bottom at the moment. Portsmouth, of course, in action as well. They're goalless at Middlesbrough. The ball is hoisted over the top, and Vidal will chase over on that left-hand side. Skips off the surface, though, and goes behind. I did see the sprinklers were on at half-time, Eric, and you can see when that ball played forward there, the way that it just skidded off the surface. Yeah,
it's like an old-school wet pitch, where the ball just accelerated as it hit the turf, and it's quite a breezy condition as well in Leicester today. So, and that's a terrible mistake by Thomas.
Yeah, he's giving it away, and here comes Swansea down the right hand side. Vipotnik pulls it back, shooting opportunity. Vidal hits it over and really should have hit the target. It's a brilliant pull back from Vipotnik right into the path of the Swede. He's running onto it on his favoured right foot, and he's blazed it over the bar.
Oh, it's a terrible miss by Vidal. Got it all wrong, leaning back, and he's tried to side foot it just inside the box. It's perfect. He's rolling to him. It's perfect for him to actually just to curl it into the far corner. See what he's trying to do. It's way over the bar, and a terrible finish by the Swede. And I'm going to apologise to Luke Thomas. It was Westergaard who gave the ball away.
No, it's fine. I think you'd accept that, but I mean that is a really poor finish. I can't believe that he placed it so far over the top of the crossbar.
He got a technique all wrong. Leaning back instead of just, I think, he even put the laces through the ball and then
hit it.
And he can even take a touch.
He could. He had time as Luke Thomas tries to get away down the left-hand side. Does well to play the ball off the full-back to. Was Parker to win the throw-in. Leicester have it back now inside the centre circle with Lascelles. Out to Pereira on that right-hand side. Back to Lascelles again, 10 yards inside of the Swansea half. And then the ball's played down the right-hand side for Skip. Skip does well to turn it round the corner towards Fatawu. Tries to get towards the bar line, and Fatawu was being held, was he? I think the linesman on the far side has given a free kick here for a pull of the jersey.
Yeah, it was straight up waving the flag, so it's not a corner kick, it's not a goal kick. Look at Vidal, it just grabs the hold of his hand, if anything, a bit soft, but it's right in front of the view of the assistant referee. So good position for a free kick this for Leicester. Decent run by Fatawu to create that free kick.
Yeah, needs to be a good delivery from this position. Winks has gone over there and has been pushed away by Fatawu. Forget it, you're not taking this. It's either Fatawu or Mikasa, I think, who stood over this. I think it's probably going to be Mikasa who's going to take it left-footed. Needs to be a good delivery, and if it is, it's a real good opportunity here for Leicester. Over on the far side, 5 yards outside the penalty area. Left-footed, it's rolled back, it's awful. He's given it straight to a Swansea player, and now the Swans are on the break here with Eom Ji-sung still going. He's got an overlapping run. Can he find it? Eom Ji-sung is still going. He's run 60 yards, shooting opportunity. Oh, it's gone in, and Swansea have taken the lead. And what an absolute catastrophe for Leicester. Vipotnik is the goal scorer, but horrendous goal to give away. A free kick at one end, and they've broken at the other, and Swansea have the lead.
And the interception first from the poor free kick, which wasn't discussed at the training ground at all. And Eom, he ran with the ball for 80 yards from box to box. And it's so difficult to actually find a teammate, because quite often you see players look down, they don't know where you have your teammate. But what a run by Eom! He deserves. Obviously, it will get the assist, but the way he just waited for Vipotnik to be in good position there, it's a phenomenal run by him. And the strike from Vipotnik, brilliant. But you couldn't sum up Leicester anything better than that from a free kick, which is rolled along the 18-yard box.
I think the only words you can use that free kick is diabolical.
Yeah.
It was absolutely terrible. He tried to pull it back to the edge of the penalty area, and he's played it straight into the path of a Swansea player. There's about 8 or 9 Leicester players in the penalty area. The most annoying thing as well from that, I think, from a Leicester fan's point of view, would be the fact that Mikasa took the free kick because Harry Winks wanted to take it, and he was pushed away by Fatawu, said, look, let him take it, and he makes a horrible mess of it. Leicester are all out of possession. You could argue they should have brought down Eom earlier on in the run. Maybe just take a yellow card and take him out.
Obviously, they should have done it in hindsight, but the run for Eom, it's brilliant. It goes as a slalom run, although it doesn't have actually players challenging him. It goes on a slalom run in order not to get challenged. Fantastic by Eom. And now there's a chance for Leicester with a long throw, and it goes out for a goal kick, I think. No, corner kick.
Given a corner, yeah, it is come off Swansea head last as the referee, and it will be a corner kick to Leicester. But again, the moans and groans will be circulating around the King Power Stadium because they've fallen behind here and are in big trouble. Can they get a quick reaction? Corner kick, right-footed, swung in towards the near post. Up go the heads. It's away by Burgess, and in fact there's a foul in there by Vestergaard, says the referee Sam Allison, who's in a perfect position to see it. And it will be a Swansea free kick. We're just watching the free kick that was given away again. It's just horrendous. I mean, as I say, there's only 2 Leicester players back. You're basically saying to them, all right, deal with this. There's 4 Swansea players running forward at you. And it was just, as you said, I think you probably explained it perfectly, Eric. It sums up Leicester's season.
It does, and what also sums up Leicester's season, looking at the replay there, both Ricardo and Thomas, they a little shirt pull and they stopped that, and you know, every team does it. It's part of the talk in the dressing room. Take a yellow card for the team, but he's not running at speed, but the ball control from Eom is phenomenal, and it's a change for.
Double change, I think, for Swansea. Valter's one of those that's gone off. I just wonder whether that was Parker who was coming off the pitch as well. Just waiting for confirmation.
I think Parker's gone off.
I think he has. Just waiting for confirmation who's come on to replace them.
I think it's Joel Ward on the right hand side, the veteran.
Yeah, the former Crystal Palace man. We'll bring you confirmation of that very shortly, as the flag has gone up here against Vopotnik. It will be a free kick to Leicester midway inside their own half. The Swansea players were overly happy with that decision. They were surrounding Sam Allison when the whistle was blown. The ball is out on the right hand side with Pereira. Well, Valter was definitely one of those players who went off for Swansea, and as I say, I think Parker was the other. So a double change for the visitors who have the lead. I just wonder whether they might still feel that they can make a late burst towards potentially the playoffs this season. I mean, it would be one heck of an effort. On 57, Southampton are on 66 as things stand, so there'd be 9 points behind.
4 games to play.
It is a big ask.
I'm not sure with all the maths whether that's actually possible with every team playing each other, but it's what Swansea have. It's been a brilliant season since Vitos Matos took over before Christmas, and the table from his first game, they were 9th. And just off the players, because they were relegation candidates in the beginning of the season. So, and they play some decent football. And with Vopotnik, he's not going to play for Swansea next season. That's 100% sure. But him up front and Eom, I'm always impressed by Eom when he plays.
Very, very good. Great finish from Vopotnik as well. He smashed it in off the bar. It was taking a risk there as well. Was Starajic inside his own half. And then eventually the free kick is given against Swansea here. It's Franco, I think, who is the man who's come on in the middle of the park for Valter, because he was the man who gave away the free kick there. And still waiting to get confirmation of the other change, but we'll bring you that as soon as we have it. As Leicester have possession on the left-hand side here with Luke Thomas. Yeah, it was Joel Ward, you were right, Eric. Parker's gone off, and Joel Ward has come on to replace him, so it's a like-for-like swap. 2 changes down that side actually, Parker and Valter going off, and Franco and Ward coming on, as Leicester try and take possession on the halfway line. Luke Thomas has just run straight into Vopotnik and given away a free kick. Again, it's just mistake after mistake by Leicester.
But Thomas let the ball run under his foot. You know, you try to control it and it goes under your boot, and therefore he challenged it and just runs into the Swansea player. Well, he didn't really need to do it this time. He needed to do it when he scored, when Eom had that run. But they're back to where they were early in the half, the first half an hour in Leicester. It's something not quite right, and they play Portsmouth away next game. If they lose that one, they're almost doomed.
Yeah, it's looking that way. It's looking a bad state of affairs. Luke Thomas was yellow carded, by the way, in that incident a moment or so ago. As the ball is back with Stamenic, who plays it into the feet of Vidal, who plays it forward to Vopotnik, 30 yards from the Leicester goal. Out to the right-hand side it goes. What's the delivery going to be like by Franco? He does well to get in between 2 Leicester players. Plays a 1-2 with Vopotnik. Franco still going, and so Skip slides in and gets a foot on the ball, and then Harry Winks was tripped as he tried to run clear, and it will be a free kick. I noticed a couple of Leicester players were stripped off there. I think Bobby D. Cordova-Reid might have been one of them, and it looks like they're going to potentially make a change very shortly. I wouldn't be surprised if Bacassa gets the hook after that goal and what happened earlier on as well, but he's really had the impact you'd kind of hope in that role, as the ball has ricocheted into Leicester's path here, and they're going to surge forward. An opportunity maybe to have a shot on the edge of the area, played out wide instead towards Mabavidi. Didn't quite reach him. Joel Ward slides in and knocks the ball out of play, but again for a moment there it was 3-on-3, and a Swansea player has now gone down on the edge of the penalty area. Also a Leicester player, I think might be Pereira. It is, and both look like they might need treatment.
Yeah, so there's a bit of a stop in play now. And you mentioned Mukasa being off. I would take off Winks or Skip in midfield, because Mukasa, it was his mistake for a free kick. It was a collective mistake from something from the training ground that also didn't work. But at least he's got a bit of drive going forward. I think they need a player like Mukasa, Skip and Winks. They need only one of them at the moment. That's just my take on it. But then again, I'm quite often wrong. They don't always follow my advice, the managers.
No, and they arguably know their players better than anybody, of course. But at the moment, things need to change for Leicester if they're going to get anything out of this game. They have just gone past the hour mark, and they have a throw-in on this near side, which Luke Thomas is going to hurl in towards the penalty area. And it comes now towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It comes off the head of the substitute. Franco goes out of play for a for a corner kick, I should say, to Leicester City. So a corner to the Foxes. Vestergaard and Lascelles have come up from the back. And it's going to be a right-footed in-swinger on this occasion. They're going to make a change at the corner. Very unusual to do that. To see whether, they are going to make the changes. So it looks like Ayew is going to be one of them, and Mavididi is going to come off here. Frustrating day for Mavididi, I think it's fair to say.
He had a poor game, and
Skip's coming off.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that it was De Cordova-Reid who was stripped off. It is indeed. Bobby De Cordova-Reid comes on to replace Oliver Skip. Just wonder what they're going to do now with a set piece. Right footed in towards the penalty area. It's headed away well on the stretch by Burgess. Comes out to the edge of the box. Shooting opportunity. Left footed is way wide by Fatawu in the end. He seemed to strike it all right, but it came off the outside of his boot and has gone way wide of the post.
Yes, it's a rushed. The ball falls to him after a 50-50, about 30 yards out. Personally, I think it's probably the wrong thing to have a shot there, because you're just wasting an opportunity, because it's such a difficult shot to actually get. Number one, on target, because he just landed in front of him. So, they're back to basically the confidence in this team, Leicester team, absolutely zero at the moment. So they just need a goal from something. And I can see Swansea coming on the counter and scoring more.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. At the moment, Leicester quite committed the numbers forward that we'd anticipated in this second half, but they will have to sooner rather than later. Jordan Ayew against Joel Ward is going to be an interesting battle. The two former Crystal Palace players. Interesting to see how that pans out. As things stand, Swansea, who still have the lead with 63.5 minutes on the clock for Potnick, the goal scorer. As the ball is hoisted forward by Swansea. Good header again by centre-half Cabango. And Ricardo Pereira's gone straight through the back of the Swansea player on the halfway line. It was Eon Ji-sung who has been brought down. Looks like he might have run his race, he's absolutely shattered. Probably still recovering from that 80-yard run.
Well, that's one of it's. You won't see a better assist in today in British football than that from Eon there. As in the run, I'm so impressed to have that run and the final product. It was it's brilliant.
He didn't waste it at the end of it. He made a decent pass in order to get Potnick in for the opportunity, which he took expertly, you have to say. The ball is back now with Burgess, plays it out wide to the left-hand side. It's good feet as well by Eon to keep the ball in play and switch it over to this right side, brilliantly brought down on his chest in the end by Gustavo Nunes, who almost picked up the pieces again midway inside the Leicester half. Bobby De Cordova-Reid just about got ahead to it. Nunes wins it back though. And then that's going to be a free kick for a foul on Franco by Jordan Ayew. I can tell you that there are no other goals to tell you about in the Championship. Oh, yeah, there is. Sorry, Stoke have level matters against Blackburn. Stoke 1, Blackburn 1 is the scoreline at the Bet365 Stadium. Raksaki got the equaliser there for the home team.
Big goal that in a bottom of the table, because Blackburn's got a very, very tough run in, and including, I think, last game of the season is against Leicester. So Leicester were thinking that if we're in 2 point shooting distance or 3 points depending on goal difference, it's always a chance.
It may well have been a goal at St Mary's, which will bring you news. It has been. Southampton have level matters. Southampton 1, Derby 1 at St Mary's. Here is Vidal, forward it goes to Iom down left hand side, just about kept the ball in play and then did really well to play it off the legs of Pereira and win his side of throwing on halfway. Cutting a frustrated figure at Leicester City at the moment, as is the manager Gary Rowett, who is walking up and down that touchline. Quick word with Callum Davidson, one of his coaching staff at the moment, to try and get some advice as to maybe more changes they can make. The ball is back here with Stamenic. Plays it forward, it goes towards Vidal, plays the ball over the top, Potnik will chase, headed away by Thomas, picked up by Winks, who dwelt on it too long and almost had it taken off him. De Cordova-Reid does well to get away from his man, but then has it taken off him by Franco, and Swansea have got their tails up here for Potnik into Vidal, plays it back towards for Potnik, he's just not going to get there. Really good idea in the 1-2 inside the Leicester penalty area, but it didn't quite come off. Pereira now plays the ball out wide, gives the ball away again. Leicester can't get anything going at the moment.
No, well, Swansea's got a. I think they're just upped. They do it in stages today, today's game. Swansea, so the press in midfield. Melke Vidal is everywhere at the moment, winning the ball, and it's so close with that give and go with Potnik now to play the top scorer with keeper, but. 3-4 times Leicester just lost the ball inside their own half.
Yeah, it was poor really from the Foxes. They've got the ball again inside their own half here. Winks plays it onto the run here of the man trying to make it atone for his error, who is Makassa. Out wide it goes on the right hand side now. It's decent play as well, cutting in from Fatawu. Fatawu slips as he struck the shot and left-footed. The ball just loops into the arms of Figaro. A bit unfortunate there. He did well to open up the space and in a central position tried to strike it with his left boot, but as I say, slipped and ballooned into the arms of the goalkeeper. As Stamenic now on the edge of his own penalty area, cuts back and the other way, plays it short into Burgess, back to Stamenic again, midway inside of the Swansea half, plays it into Franco inside the centre circle, turns the ball around the corner well, and finds the substitute Joel Ward. Back to the other sub, Franco. Ward again on halfway. Swansea just quite happy to keep possession, and they're the type of team that can keep possession for long periods as well. And Leicester almost chasing shadows as Burgess now plays a lovely ball out to the left-hand side. Acres of room for Iom here to have a run at his man. Oh, and he just gets past him very easily. Plays the ball in towards the area. Thomas will volley it clear. Lascelles needs to get it further clear and does. And Leicester actually work it pretty well as De Cordova-Reid plays one over the top. The chase is on here for Patson Dagger. He's not going to get there though, and it's more hopeful more than anything, just hoisting it over the top.
They're completely clueless at the moment. Leicester, I thought it started the second half decent, but since the goal it changed the game, and Swansea, every little slick pass for them seems to be working. Iom's, it's not getting any worse with that run on the left now, but now it's a chance for De Cordova-Reid again. It's a percentage pass. It's not a great pass and into the goalkeeper. So I just wonder, De Cordova-Reid played in the Premier League. He's on the bench. Or that there's something, we know there's something not right with this Leicester team, but on their bench, it's Jeremy Mungo. I'll put him on now, the youngster, because he's
people
got.
Will say, won't they? It's like, do you risk putting a real youngster on there in a time where the team are desperate, basically? But you've got nothing to lose, really. Swansea are going to make another change shortly because one of the subs is just stripping off on the touchline at the moment. It's been a big turnaround at the Valley. Charlton 1, Preston 2 now is the scoreline there. Charlton still not out with it, of course, in the battle to avoid the drop as Burgess plays this one forward. Opportunity now for Tyman to run up into the Leicester half. He's still going here. Out to Iom on that left-hand side. Tried to squeeze it back to Tyman, couldn't quite get it through. Leicester have got it down by their own corner flag and they're stuck in there as well at the moment as Pereira eventually plays it off the legs of Iom. Goes behind for it'll be a goal kick to Leicester City. Just looking again at the championship table as how things stand. Sheffield Wednesday, of course, already relegated. There will be Leicester with 41 points from 42 games. Portsmouth with 43 from 41 games, Oxford 44 from 42, West Brom 46 from 42, Blackburn 48 from 42, and Charlton 49 from 42 as Eon goes down with a bit of cramp. I think it's fair to say that still up to Charlton, we would say, are still in this battle.
Yeah, basically we've got three teams, Oxford, Portsmouth and Leicester, with, at the bottom of the league, if they get 2 wins each, that takes them almost up to 50 points. So that's, and if you get a 3rd win, so I've said it quite some time ago that you could need 48, 50 points to actually stay up this season. But with Leicester now, they're just one team. There's Oxford and Portsmouth both doing well right now. If Portsmouth get a draw at Middlesbrough, that's a very good result, and Oxford are winning at the moment.
Yeah, they are indeed. Looks like there's going to be more changes from both teams here, and one of those is going to be the youngster that Eric mentioned, and that is Monga. I can tell you straight away that it's him because he's not allowed the sponsor on the front of his shirt.
Yeah, indeed.
So he's stripped off, ready to come on. It looks like Jordan James is coming on as well for Leicester, and we'll wait and see who's going to make way for Swansea. Is Eon going to come off here? I think
it
he's
looks
still
like
trying to recover from that run earlier. Is Potnik coming off?
Well, Adam Ida's coming on. So that would be a like-for-like change with Potnik.
I'm surprised they're going to take him off. I actually think the last 20 minutes he's got more and more into the game.
Basically he's done what you need to do as a striker, and don't forget he cleared one off the line in the first half. And looking at that run again from Eon, it's just brilliant. But how many players? I'm not going to talk him up that, but I remember that run from Maradona in '86. Basically, there was a chance to take him out, and they did.
He's run further than Maradona.
Yes,
did.
absolutely.
From the edge of his own penalty area, he's not quite in the same.
No, he didn't do the twisting and turning, and I think I can't remember which player it was. He did him 3 times.
Yeah. I think it might have been Peter Reid.
Yeah, Peter Reid.
And then Terry Butcher. It looks as though Patson Daka's come off for Leicester. Eon has come off, and Cullen's come on to replace him as well for Swansea. So changes galore at the moment, as it normally happens at this time. Mukasa has come off, and Daka's come off now as well for Leicester. And Jordan James and Monga have come on. Can the youngster dig them out of a huge hole that they find themselves in here now? It's going to need to be one heck of an effort. 12 shots for Leicester, 7 to Swansea. Only the one on target from the visitors so far, but that's been the one that counts. They lead by a goal to 0. Say James and Monga on the pitch now to replace Daka and Mukasa. And Cullen on for Eon for Swansea. The other change for Swansea as well was for Potnik off and Ida on. Here come Swansea again down that left-hand side as Vidal plays it infield. Good sliding challenge in the middle of the park there by Di Cordova-Reid. Won it back for Leicester. It's launched long downfield, and out comes Figaro. He's taking no chances, so launches that out of play on the far side for a Leicester throw-in. They have got the Foxes 14 minutes plus stoppages. 16 minutes plus stoppages to try and get something out of this game. Even a draw, Eric, it's not great, is it?
Before this game, you look, it's a must-win game for Leicester. It's not that obviously if they win the 3 of the last 4, they'll probably stay up. But against a team that's got nothing to play for. But take nothing away from Swansea, they haven't down tools at all as a mid-table team, and they have just thought they're going to create a chance of the ball over the top, but I think it was Cullen was in an offside position.
I've seen 2 teams today away from home who arguably have got nothing to play for, Sheffield Wednesday and Swansea, and they've both put in great performances. Here come Leicester with Thomas, plays it out wide to the left-hand side. It's going to be kept in here just about by the youngster Monga. Ball is played in towards the penalty area, dropped by Figaro inside the box, and then Jordan Ayew very clumsily goes straight through the back of Burgess and gives away a free kick. It's maybe a sign of what Leicester should be doing, because every time that ball goes into the box, Figaro doesn't look particularly comfortable. was whipped in the end, right-footed by Jordan James. Probably too close to the goalkeeper, but he made a real mess of it.
It did, and he collides with his own player. No communication, and then it's a soft foul by Ayew. It just don't need to make that foul. The ball is free in the box. Could easily fall to a Leicester player after the next challenge, but obviously because of the free kick that never happened. But Leicester, they got both Mungo and James on the left-hand side, and Mungo's been the best player so far.
Yeah, Joel Ward is not looking forward to playing against Mungo here by the looks of it. He's tried to get tight to him, he's tried to turn Mungo, and he's just pulled him down, Joel Ward. Southampton are 2-1 up against Derby now at St Mary's. They've turned it around there after Derby were in front. Taylor Harwood-Bellis has got the second goal, as Vidal is going to make way now for Swansea. He's worked his socks off today. Probably should have had a goal as well.
He should.
With that chance in the second half. Do you know what, Eric? I'm just looking down at my sheet. I've not written one Leicester chance in the second half. Barely had an opportunity.
Yeah, no, I don't think.
I can't think of any.
It's been a shot from Fatava from outside the box. It's not really a chance. Crosses into the box. It's been really poor. So Ronald's come on for Vidal. So that's like for like. Ronald is usually a free man for Swansea when he plays, like Vidal has been.
Yeah, Ronald on for Vidal as Vidal, I should say, as Eric mentioned there. As the ball's played over the top by Leicester, and they get on the end of this ball. They can't quite. The chase was on by Fatawu, but it'll be all the way through to goalkeeper Figaro. And there's been a red card in the game at Bramall Lane. Hull, who lead by a goal to 0, are down to 10 men in that match against Sheffield United. Confirmation as to who the player is who's been sent off, but Hull do still lead by 1 goal to 0 as Burgess has got some work to do here. Plays the ball out to the left hand side, and fullback Timon can't keep it in play. It's going to go out for a throw into Leicester on that far side. Ball back infield by Fatawu. Opportunity maybe for Ayew inside the penalty area. His attempted cross is blocked by Burgess, and now they have a throw in Leicester 10 yards from the corner flag on the far side, and running over there. Eventually they're showing a little bit of needs must, sprinting to go and take a throw in. Luke Thomas is going to hurl one in towards the penalty area. It's a bit more energy from Leicester. They really need to believe they can get back in this game, as Thomas now hurls one in towards the 6-yard box. Goalkeeper's back pedaling. Oh, the chance is looped up in the air, and it will be gathered by Figaro. It was a really good opportunity inside the penalty area for Jordan James. He just never looked comfortable as the ball came towards him. Yeah,
but what a throw! All into the box, headed out, and he's off balance and leaning to one side I don't think it's a shot on goal. I think he just tried to put it back into the mixer there. It wasn't the best thing from James, but it's probably the best chance for Leicester in this half.
It is. Yeah, real struggle it's been so far for Leicester City, who have got themselves around about 12 minutes of normal time to find at least 1 goal. The ball played over the top. Chance here down the right hand side for Fatawu, who's going to keep it in play by the byline. Dinks across in towards the area. Decalled over Reed, miskicks it, and then it's hacked clear by Burgess. Really good opportunity all of a sudden for Leicester in a couple of minutes, and they've wasted both of them as the ball is now out to the right hand side again. Fatawu looks to be the man who's causing Swansea problems. He plays it down the right hand channel to Pereira. Pereira inside the penalty area, pulls it back, can't find Jordan James, and Swansea nip in again and win back possession. And that's really good play I thought he'd won a free kick, but the referee says play on. It was Gustavo Nunes who went down under the challenge. Referee says nothing doing. Definitely looked like he was tripped to me, as Luke Thomas now comes in from the left wing into the centre, finds Vestergaard. Again, he's just so slow. It's sideways and backwards all the time as James plays it out to the right hand side for Tawu now inside the penalty area, plays the cross in, headed away by Burgess. He's going to go behind, is it? Yes, it has. Despite Figaro's best efforts, he can't keep it in, and Leicester will have a corner.
Right, basically for Leicester, at least there's a bit of pressure. They managed to recycle the ball and when it's cleared for Swansea, but the final pass is not good enough for Leicester so far, and that was just a poor header by Burgess out. Should have gone straight to the goalkeeper, but it's corner kick and James out swinging now.
It is going to be a right-footed one in towards the penalty spot, headed away well on the stretch by Ronald, the substitute. He's going to come out to this left-hand side, just about kept in play by Winks. Winks will feigns across it, played into De Cordova-Reid. De Cordova-Reid's header, and it's just wide. The cross from De Cordova-Reid, headed wide by Lascelles when he should really have hit the target.
Yeah, that's the best chance for Leicester in the second half. It's a really good disguised pass down towards De Cordova-Reid from Winks, and he needs to do better. It's a free header. It just slices off Lascelles' head, and see it again. It's a much bigger chance than I thought first.
It is.
He's on the 6-yard line and needs to hit the target.
Can't help but think that if that was Vestergaard, he might have buried that opportunity. Brentford 2-1 up at home to Everton in the Premier League. Really, it could be a league double for the Bees over Everton to keep pushing their European chances. As the attempted ball from Joel Ward is blocked here down this left-hand side by the youngster Monga. And Monga does well to then find De Cordova-Reid, gets towards the byline, left-footed, deep cross towards the back post for Tawu, waiting on it, headed up in the air by Timon, and scrambled clear by Swansea on their edge of their own area. And here's a chance for Alameda, bursting forward, he's got some support through the middle from Ronald. Alameda plays it into Ronald, it was slightly behind him and he couldn't take it in his stride, and Leicester have numbers back to try and clear their lines through Luke Thomas, not completely cleared either, finds Franco. Plays a 1-2 with Joel Ward, and Swansea again just calm things down and keep possession. Good turn in the middle of the park here by Stamanic, who plays it wide, but he's overhit it, goes out of play for a throw-in.
And that was a real chance on the counter-attack, but to be fair to Leicester, they were actually charging back, and the passes had to be absolutely 100% from Ida towards Ronald in the middle there, slightly behind Ronald, and he tried to wander a pass back because he couldn't control it, but now it's a shot from distance. That's a wasted opportunity for Swansea, but it wasn't the Iom Vipotnik standard of that counter-attack, but you can see they're still dangerous.
Yeah, they are indeed. I can tell you that Igor Thiago's got another goal for his season tally. That's second for Brentford as the ball's played over the top. Chases on here for Monga, gets a flick off Joel Ward's head and goes out of play. What will be a throw-in to Leicester in line with the edge of the penalty area. Still no other goals to tell about in the Championship. Middlesbrough 0 still at the Riverside. As long throw is going to be hurled in by Leicester by Luke Thomas in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, headed away well on the stretch by Ronald, the substitute. Out of play here, and again exactly the same position for Luke Thomas to hurl this throw in towards the penalty area. And it comes now towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Vestergaard went to go up, and it's over his head and straight into the arms of the goalkeeper, who has gone down clutching his foot, claiming that he's been either stamped on or trodden on. I just want to watch the replay here because I think he's making a meal of this, but we'll see. Long throw in by Luke Thomas. Well, if it was the play, it was his own play.
Yeah, it was his own play.
I think he's making an absolute meal of that.
I'll think that basically I'm the goalkeeper. Slight injury because they're slightly under the cosh now. Swansea, and just to take the sting out of the game. At least he didn't get the medics onto the pitch, as we've seen way too many times that happens. But for Swansea, for a team that have nothing to play for, you wouldn't expect that to happen.
No, you wouldn't. As the ball is headed away by Pereira. It's hooked forward again here in the middle of the park for Swansea by Gustavo Nunes. Swansea have possession still on that left-hand side with Cullen. Cullen now cuts in from the left, tries to play a little ball through towards the run of Franco, couldn't quite find him. And Lascelles has it on the edge of the Leicester penalty area, onto Vestergaard. And now when Luke Thomas has given it away inside the penalty area, shot is dragged right across the face of goal, and a wasted opportunity in the end for Swansea. Ronald it was who had the chance, but Leicester just shooting themselves in the foot again on the edge of their own penalty area.
Yeah, and was it Vestergaard again who lost possession? And Ronald there, he's on one-on-one with the keeper, just outside the 6-yard box on the right-hand side. That's a shot, take nothing away from that, that's a shot on goal, it's not a cross. Because there's only one player in the middle there to get onto that cross, but he can advance further and have a shot on goal. Should be 2-0.
can tell you now, there's starting to be some empty seats at the King Power Stadium with 5 minutes of normal time left to go plus stoppages, and they have already given up the ghost, the Leicester fans. Great run here from Fatawu though, inside his own half, plays it out wide to the left hand side, and Thomas down the line, it goes towards the substitute Monga. Monga does well to get away from two Swansea players, has to go backwards into his own half to keep possession though, and now here's Harry Winks inside the centre circle. Out wide it goes to Pereira, back to Winks again. It's almost like some of these Leicester players don't want the ball, they're not looking for it. Winks will play it off the legs of a Swansea player. It eventually reaches Pereira, back to Winks again. At least he is looking for the ball. Forward it goes now towards Ayew, back to Winks again. We'll switch the play over to this left-hand side. He's way over, hit it, goes out of play for a throw-in. I can almost hear the groans from here inside the stadium.
I can hear the groans from myself, because when you look at, it's an elementary. That's a pass from with no pressure on. It's 20 yards too long. It's not 2 yards too long. It's just poor quality, and it's given Swansea another chance to just calm things down in their own half now with a throw-in, which incidentally not is taken anymore. That's just underlines the importance of just getting the flow of the game stopped. Chaudhry is on.
Hamza Chaudhry is coming on here now. He was in the playoff final last year with Sheffield United on loan, of course, and he now comes on to replace Ricardo Pereira. I'm assuming they're probably going to go with three centre-backs now for the remainder of this game and just try and get bodies forward as they seek an equaliser, which might not make a huge difference as far as the table is concerned, but it would at least give them something to build on. And it's just long throw-ins they're building on.
Yeah, they are, but from a Leicester point of view, if you get a point, it's a point gained at the moment.
Yeah.
As in, every point is important, even more so at the bottom of the league than at the top. And as I said, long throw-ins, and they're definitely long. They're landing inside the 6-yard box, every single one of them.
This one's come off Cabango's head and it's gone behind for a corner. So Leicester have a set piece, and this is where they've looked the most dangerous so far today. Sheffield United have equalised against 10 men Hull City at Bramall Lane. Sheffield United 1, Hull 1 is the latest scoreline there. What's this delivery going to be like for Leicester? Right foot very deep again towards Lascelles at the back post, headed away well for Swansea. Not only did he win the first header, but he also won the second header, Joel Ward, as well. Got it out of harm's way. And then the ball is kicked further out of play by Franco on the far side for another Leicester throw-in. They can't afford to get Luke Thomas running over there and take it as well. He went to go, and they've taken it already with Chaudhry. Winks plays the ball in towards the penalty area, headed down towards the edge of the box. Vestergaard nods it on, and then it's smashed away by Burgess out into the Leicester half, where it'll bounce once before the goalkeeper just hoists it up into the air. Stolarczyk looks all at sea there as it was coming towards him. Headed up in the air twice by Swansea, and now they look to try and break the visitors on the far side, and they've won themselves a throw-in. Sam Allison says no, it's going to be a Leicester throw instead through Pereira. If ever there was a game for panic at the moment, it's this one, because both teams don't seem particularly comfortable on the ball at the minute.
Not at all, but Leicester, with the ball is back to Stolarczyk, he can control it and start another attack. Instead, it just boots it forward, and it goes higher than it goes in length. Comes down with snow in it, and Swansea win possession when he just should need to control it and pass it out to the side to his defenders. It's just really poor.
Still no urgency about Leicester. It's just panic stations. It's like, we'll just bang this ball forward and hope for the best. It doesn't seem to be any sort of plan at the moment, and there certainly looks no way back at this stage with a minute left of normal time left to go. What are you thinking added on time? 3-4 minutes?
I'll probably go for 5-6 minutes. It's a game. Everything riding on is always more minutes added on, but now it's a chance.
Yeah, Jordan James, 30 yards from goal, dinks the ball into the penalty area. Decent header from Joel Ward, and it's cleared behind by Timon for a corner kick to Leicester. We keep saying it, these set pieces look like their best opportunity to get a goal. The delivery has to be so much better. I think 90% of the deliveries have been way too long from corner kicks.
I think in the first half they had some good deliveries, and there was a couple of saves from Vigoro, but now in swinging corner.
In towards the near post, headed away again by Joel Ward. It's going to reach Harry Winks, who plays it out to the far side. Fatawa will come back on his right foot again. Toe in from a Swansea player when Leicester have got all those people in the box and need to get it in there. Winks swings across in, header is wide by Vestergaard, and again he should really hit the target. Great cross in from Harry Winks from the far side. Two Leicester players coming in at the back post, Jordan Ayew and Vestergaard, and Vestergaard looked best placed to header it, and he's headed it well wide in the end.
Yes, he's backtracking when he's trying to get into that position, but he does a leap, and he needs. It's a good chance. If anything, Jordan Ayew got in his way there. So, and it's out. That might have been his out. 6 minutes is. I rest my case. So 6 minutes.
Quite a lot of the Leicester fans won't be there to see the last 6 minutes. They're heading out the exit. Sheffield United 2, Hull City 1. Late on at Bramall Lane, the Blades may well have snatched all 3 points. And I can tell you that Stoke are down to 10 men in their home game with Blackburn, as Adam Ida tries to get on the ball at the edge of the penalty area. Hamza Chowdhury awkwardly gets it clear. Swansea do well to keep possession with Joel Ward down this right hand side. He'll keep it in play. Nicely down the line it goes here. Opportunity to Franco to get the ball into the penalty area. Instead he's going to go for the corner flag and try and hold it in over there. Does really well. Smashes the ball off Luke Thomas for a throw in.
Exactly what you want. You 1-0 up. You've seen 6 minutes gone up for, and just take the sting out of the game. Goes down a corner flag, gets a throw in by the corner flag, and if they can get a few more throw ins and maybe a corner as a result of that, that's well worth it, because I think you could say probably Swansea, if Leicester equalise, you could say it's a deserved equaliser, but take nothing away from Swansea. They played really well today, and they've had some really good chances apart, especially the Melker Vidal goal and that Ronald late on.
And they've defended really well as well, I'd say. I think both Cabango and Burgess have won pretty much 95% of the headers.
Absolutely, brilliant defending. Tricky to not give Vipotnik player of the match. One off the line and one goal, but
Here's Ida, meanwhile, plays the ball across the penalty area. It was behind the run, though, of Cullen, and it will be picked up by Fatawa on that far side. Faced up here by Timon, plays it down the line again. It's more out of hope than anything. Di Cordova-Reid's not going to get to that. It's easily cleared. Goes out of play for a throw into Leicester. Midway inside the Swansea half. Hamza Chowdhury throws it in towards Ayew. Tries to lay it off towards Fatawa. But again, Timon's there. Clear the danger. And they are running out of time rapidly here. Ball is back now with Fatawa on the right hand side. Chowdhury swings the ball in towards the area, too close to the goalkeeper and very comfortably gathered by Figaro, and the news gets worse for Leicester. Oxford 2, Watford 0 is the scoreline at the Kassam Stadium, and Oxford on the brink here of going out of the relegation zone, and Leicester will be second bottom at the end of today, and you have to say it's no real surprise on this performance.
It's not at all, but it's a disastrous day result, because from a Leicester point of view, you think Portsmouth playing away at Middlesbrough, they're going to get nothing. Oxford, you hope they're probably favourites against Watford today, and they get the 3 points. West Brom got a point against Millwall yesterday. Blackburn getting a point away from home, and they're running out of games. It's got to be so tricky. And
like you say earlier on, Eric, you look at the games that they've got left, you just don't know where the points are going to come from.
They play Portsmouth away next time, and Portsmouth's got a game in hand as well. So
Leicester might do better away from home. I think the atmosphere is quite toxic at the moment in the King Power Stadium. They fear the worst. And on this performance, you can understand why. Lascelles just hoists this one up towards the edge of the penalty area. Headed down well by Di Cordova-Reid, but Ayew can't get to it. Burgess got it clear. Franco tries to run it clear for Swansea, but it's won back by Winks. And here is one of the substitutes, Monga, down the left-hand side to Di Cordova-Reid. Ball will be played in by Thomas. Panic on it. He just tried to hook it the first time of asking, and it's cleared by Swansea. And Lascelles has to try and mop this up under pressure from Ida. Does just about enough to get it back to his goalkeeper. 2 minutes of added on time still left to go here. The ball is played out to the right-hand side, and Winks will play it long. It can only be long balls now for Leicester in search of this equaliser. Ball's been headed out by Swansea over to the far side. Fatawa comes on his left foot, and he fires it over the top of the crossbar. I just think you've got so many bodies in the penalty area. Smash it low, because it might get a deflection or anything.
It's almost like a cross-com shot that from Fatawa, who's he's been for me, disappointing today. Not as disappointing as Mavididi was when he was playing, but it's not even a chance. The direction towards goal is blocked when he shoots. He can't hit the target there. He's better off actually hitting a defender and getting a deflection.
Brentford 2, Everton 2. A late equaliser from the former Leicester man, Keenan Dewsbury Hall, has made it 2-2, and Brighton are 2-0 up now at Burnley. The second goal there for Max FIFA again. He's got 2 this afternoon for the Seagulls. What have Leicester got left in this last minute of added on time? I'd suggest very little at this stage. They've had one real good opportunity in the second half for Lascelles, who missed the target with his header. Burgess plays it forward into Franco. He plays a ball over the top for Cullen. He's going to chase it hard now and will just about keep it in play. Nunes is up there as well. Chowdhury closes him down. Nunes has possession and he's got no intention, it looks like, of getting the ball into the area. Eventually he does cross it in. Ida's waiting at the back post. It's headed away by Thomas, but it will be picked up down this right hand side by Franco. Just about keeps the ball in play, but he plays it into the penalty area where Leicester should mop it up. They're still making a hash of it, and they've given it away. Ida now, that may well be the last bit of the game. A free kick is given on this near side, and again it just sums up Leicester today.
If you're a Leicester fan, you'll be tearing your hair out. It's been overall really poor. I think there might have been the final whistle as well.
It is the final whistle. Another nail in the Leicester City coffin by the looks of things. A 1-0 win for Swansea, courtesy of a goal from their main man Verpotnik on 53 minutes. Massive kudos though to Eon Ji-sung, the provider of the goal. More woes for Leicester, who are now rooted in the bottom 3. It is finished. Leicester 0, Swansea 1. More problems for Leicester. They've been beaten by a 0-0 at home by Swansea. The only goal of the game coming on 53 minutes when a poor Leicester free kick at the attacking end of the pitch was intercepted by Eom, who ran 80 yards to the edge of the Leicester box before playing it into Verpotnik, and he fired in off the underside of the crossbar. Leicester's only real opportunity came 10 minutes from the end when Winks' cross had to De Cordova-Reid. His cross was headed wide by Lascelles. 1-0 then to Swansea.
Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck! Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market,